Hey y'all, so somebody posted about their family and their response, and so I was in an environment where I had a husband that sabotaged my weight loss like crazy. He would go get pizza, he would go get all my binge foods, and he would just be all innocent, like yeah, whatever. Anyway, so I don't know if that's what's going on at your house, but let's just tap for just a minute around family and what that means because we're making some major changes to how you feel your body, and so sometimes the family like has to catch up with that because they don't really like it. So let's just tap for just a minute and just just start to clear some of that. And so even though my family's really not happy with me right now about what I'm doing to the food, but I accept myself anyway. Even though my family just really isn't on board with what I'm eating or how I'm doing it, but I accept myself just as I am. Even though my family is just not really happy with what we're eating or how I'm doing it, I'm just not really sure what to do about it, but I accept myself anyway. My family just doesn't feel on board and I'm not sure what to do, and I accept myself anyway. My family just doesn't feel on board. They're grumpy and complaining about what they're eating, but I accept myself anyway. Even though my family's just not on board and I don't want to cook 52 meals, but I accept myself just as I am. Even though my family just doesn't feel on board and I just don't know what to do, I accept myself anyway. Grab your wrist, take a deep breath. And so, again, I'm always checking into your body, right? When you think, what, my family's not on board, or my husband's being a grumpy Gus, just check into your body, right? And so, even though my husband just feels like a grumpy Gus, because I don't have the foods that he's used to, but I accept myself anyway. Even though my husband's just being a grumpy Gus, because I've changed how we're eating, but I accept myself just as I am. Even though my husband's just really being a grumpy Gus about what we're eating, but I'm safe right here, right now. My husband's really being a grumpy Gus, and I accept myself anyway. Just feels like my husband's being a grumpy Gus. But I really know I need to change how we eat, and I accept myself anyway. Even though my husband's being a grumpy Gus, I accept myself just as I am. Even though my husband's being a grumpy Gus and I'm not sure what to do about it, I accept myself anyway. Even though my husband's being a grumpy Gus, I accept myself just as I am. Grab your wrist, take a deep breath. Even though my husband's being a grumpy Gus, and there's part of me that's really mad, and there's this part of me that just wants to give him what he wants, and I accept myself anyway. Even though there's this part of there, even though my husband's being a grumpy Gus about the changes in our food, this part of me is just really mad at him. Feels like he should be more supportive, and this other part of me just wants to give him what he wants. But I feel so defeated at the thought of that. But I'm safe right here, right now. Even though my husband's just being a grumpy Gus about this change in our diet, and there's a part of me that's really mad about it, and this other part of me just wants to give him what he wants, but I accept myself anyway. This part of me that wants to give him what he wants, this part of me that's really aggravated, part of me that wants to give him what he wants, this part of me that's aggravated, I accept myself anyway. Part of me that wants to give him what he wants, this part of me that's really aggravated, but I'm safe right here, right now. Grab your wrist, take a deep breath. Even though my husband's been a really grumpy Gus, and I haven't seen a solution, but I'm open to the possibility that there is one. And I'm just going to tap through the points. I haven't seen a solution, but I'm open to the possibility that there is one. I'm open to the possibility that there's a way for both of our needs to get met. I'm open to the possibility that he'll actually enjoy some of the changes, but there's a way for him to get his needs met and for me to eat clean at the same time. I'm open to the possibility that I've not seen it yet, but I'm willing to see where both of us can be happy. I'm open to the possibility that there's a way for both of us to be served. I'm open to the possibility that he can actually begin to see the benefits of eating cleaner, and I can find a way for both of us to get what we need. And I begin to let it go. Grab your wrist, take a deep breath. Peace. And so I hope that starts to shift a little bit and give you some ideas, right? Your words are always better. I'm probably not going deep enough, because it may take you 10 rounds, right? Depending on how angry or aggravated you are at them, where you feel it in your body. Like, you want to keep working through it till you get to the end of it. At the end of the day, I didn't want anybody owning me. I didn't want any food owning me. I wanted my power of choice. Most of y'all probably know that I'm in recovery because I'm pretty out loud about that. And so one of the things in AA, and I don't know where that came from, but it's in AA, that if any time that I am disturbed, there's something wrong with me. And so I used to hear that, but like I didn't get it. And now I get it. If a car does something and I get upset, I come back and work on me. There's something going on in me. If somebody does something and I'm upset, there's something going on in me. If I can't say no to a food, there is a misalignment in me, and I come back and work on me, right? I can't change them. I can change me and what my misalignment is to it. It doesn't mean that I agree with it. It doesn't mean that it's right. I don't want anybody owning my emotions, right? If I am showing up in the world as Jesus taught me to show up, I'm always showing up in love, right? And if I show up in anything less than love, I need to move that out of me. That doesn't mean that I'm a pushover. That doesn't mean that I don't have boundaries. I just don't want anything getting that kind of reaction out of me. I want to be able to love them, bless them, and send them on. If they're getting a reaction, then there's something in my heart that needs to move, right? There's some attachment that is there. There's some reflection of them, right? They may be the one saying, I really got to have carbs. I'm the one saying, and so let's just do that real quick, right? Even though my husband is screaming, I have to have carbs, I accept myself anyway. Even though my husband is just being a grumpy Gus because I took all the carbs away, I accept myself just as I am. Even though my husband is just screaming, I gotta have carbs, and he's just being a real grumpy Gus about it, I accept myself anyway. I just have to have carbs. I accept myself anyway. My husband's saying I have to have carbs, and he's being a grumpy Gus. I'm safe right here, right now. I'm screaming I have to have carbs, and I'm being a grumpy Gus, but I'm safe right here, right now. I'm screaming I have to have carbs, and I'm being the grumpy Gus, but I'm safe right here, right now. Those carbs that I was just so used to, I just miss them, and I accept myself anyway. That part of me that just doesn't want to live without carbs, I accept myself just as I am. That part of me that just doesn't want to give it up, doesn't want to make the change. Holy buckets, who will I be without the carbs? I accept myself anyway. I'm open to the possibility that I can begin to let go of the carbs. It's just food. It just lays there. The carbs never miss me. They never call me up and wonder where I am. They're just carbs. I'm open to the possibility that my body can adjust to a new way of eating. Holy buckets, it might like it. I'm open to the possibility that it's safe for me to release and let go of the carbs. Grab your wrist, take a deep breath. And peace. And so one of the things I did is I flipped, like they're saying this, I'm saying this, because sometimes that'll break it up, because honestly they're just being a reflection of what I'm saying anyway, and I just can't hear myself, but I can see it in them. And so doing that little bouncing back and forth will help to rock it a little bit. And then I did that open to the opportunity. I use that dialogue a lot because it allows the mind to be curious and go, oh, I am open to that, right? And it'll allow it to begin to shift. And then you'll even maybe see more negative stuff to work on, because that's more belief system stuff. This is a belief issue, right? Because I always think about that football player lined up at the line. You know, the one who thinks he's going to win is the one who's going to win. The one who knows in his heart that no matter what he's going through, that's the one that's going to win. And so my job is to help you clear all the negativity so that when you show up on the line in life, that you know you're going through and you know you're going to win. That you have the power of control of yourself, control of your emotions. You have the power of choice back. Like that's, and that your heart is so clear that there's not hooks pulling you around all the time. That's my goal for you. So I hope this was helpful. I'll see you soon. Blessings.